Braddock's first principal, Ms. Louise Harms. Hello, Ms. Harms.
Hi,
It's my
Frank.
distinct pleasure to interview you now. Ms. Harms, I want to start off by asking you a couple of questions about, about you and Ms. Harms. I'm sure all of us here at Braddock would like to know, how did you become principal here at Braddock? How were you selected as principal?
Okay, well, first of all, before I came to Braddock, I was the principal of Filer Middle School in Hialeah for 3 years. And Mrs. Ross, my partner, our lead teacher, Saturn facilitator, was there as a teacher with me. And they had a contest, the school board and the United Teachers of Dade and the administration downtown, and they asked principals and teachers to get together to write a proposal as to who could make a better educational program in a senior high school. And that was in the summer of 1989, and Mrs. Roth and I wrote a proposal, and we won. The school board selected us to be the principal and the lead teacher.
Can you say a little bit more in depth of what that program is all about, what that proposal was?
Well, that proposal is what we told you all about when we came to the middle schools and Southwest and Sunset and Coral Park. We showed you the transparencies. We told you about the planets and the Saturn theme and about our whole mission for our school, which is to prepare you to be capable workers in the 21st century and bringing the best possible educational opportunities to all of you.
Okay, Braddock is known as the largest school in probably the southern part of the United States. How does you being the first principal, how does it make you feel? How does it impact you?
I'm challenged. Somebody told me I was a head challenger. I'm very challenged. I thought it would be a more stressful job than it is, and it's not as stressful as it might be because I have the best faculty and the best students anyone could have, and it makes it a lot easier when the students cooperate and the teachers are willing to work hard with the assistant principals and Mrs. Roth and me to make our school the best.
Right. Okay, now being the principal of the biggest school, when the school board and the United Teachers of Day selected you, what was your reaction? What was your feeling?
I was very happy because I have been very critical about other senior high schools. I think at many senior high schools around Dade County, around the United States, students are just there passing the time. They're not there to learn. They don't know why they're there. They're confused. And Mrs. Roth and I wanted to make a difference for you all. That's the first thing. The second thing is I've always been a senior high school educator. I was a senior high AP. I was a senior high teacher. I spent 3 years in the middle school, and I had a great time at Filer, but I, quote, wanted to come home to senior high school.
Okay, as students, we all have a lot of things in our mind, new changes in the new school. And one of them that I've heard that I guess is the one in our heads is, why do we don't have open campus like other high schools do?
Okay. 3 of the 7 school board members are pushing that all senior highs have closed lunch. They only need one more vote. The reason why it hasn't been agreed on is that most of the senior highs, nobody has a cafeteria or a setup like ours that can feed everybody. When the school was built, the school board had already said there would be a closed lunch. Mrs. Roth and I agreed to that. There are lots of reasons why we don't want you all going out for lunch, and you all know what those reasons are. I don't have to tell you. Number one reason is safety. Plus, I know even with adults, when we had the workshops for the staff the first 2 days during the week before school started, we had lunch brought in for the teachers so they wouldn't leave. Because when you leave for lunch, your mind changes about the atmosphere of what you're doing. And you know it does, right, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Harms, the school's overcrowded with 3,800 students now, and we don't have seniors. Next year we will be having seniors. How would the overcrowding now? What are you doing to accommodate all?
Well, once we get our classes level now and get all the rooms, we won't be overcrowded this year. Right now, we just moved into the L, you know that, and we're leveling our classes. The auditorium has 6 classroom areas that are large instructional areas. Once we get that, I'm very concerned about next year. I'm concerned about how many. It's not the current plant 92. It's not going to be our seniors. It's going to be the incoming 95 as to how many of them there are. I have no control over that. You all know that. That comes from the school board and attendance boundary. But I'm afraid we will have some portables next year. We'll have to seat the student body.
Okay, well, earlier you told us that you love high school. You love teaching high school. But we found out that you were a drama teacher.
Mm-hmm.
How does that, different how is that different from being a principal?
Well, I was drama director at American High when it opened, and the difference is this is a big production. This is like a big production all day long, 7 days a week. It's sort of an extension of being a drama teacher, as I'm really the director now. Even the Spanish for principal is la directora, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm the director of a big production every day.
Ms. Harms, it's been a pleasure and honor interviewing you, and on behalf of the WBHS staff and myself, I want to wish you a very successful year, and this is Frank Guerrero saying goodbye, and see us again.